WK Reviews Part 3 on Star Wars Episode 3 review. Obi-Wan Kenobi just figured out that his old friend Anakin has now turned to the dark side. And what really happens here? Well, we're not sure. All we know is that he's under Palpatine. But what Obi-Wan knew all along is that Padme and Anakin were in love. He knew that all along for some reason. But Anakin sees Obi-Wan on the ship with Padme, and then he decides to choke her. Obi-Wan says, "Let go." Then Anakin throws a little hissy fit. He throws a little hissy fit, and he says, "You took her away from me." And then they just get mad and start fighting each other over boiling lava. Yeah, that's the way to settle our problems these days. So, what happens? Well, Anakin says, "You underestimate my power." And Obi-Wan sees him jump into the air, and he cuts off his leg and his arm that isn't robotic, takes his lightsaber, talks to him like, "You were the chosen one," and then Anakin catches on fire. Crispy. Meanwhile, Emperor Palpatine and Yoda duke it out in the Senate building. Yoda loses his lightsaber and his little cloak thing, and Emperor Palpatine wants him dead, but he senses that Lord Vader is in trouble. Now, what would you think? So he and the evil clone troopers, or should we say new stormtroopers, go to rescue Anakin. But when they come back to Coruscant, well, it's a little rainy there, and guess what? Darth Vader is made. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan Kenobi sees Padme die, and she has two twin babies, Leia and Luke. So, what happens? Leia is taken to Alderaan to live with the Organas, and Luke is given to Obi-Wan Kenobi to give to Lowen Ars in Tatooine. Meanwhile, Lord Vader is working on his grand new empire with Emperor Palpatine. Now, let's talk about the traits. CGI in this movie was terrific, and it's been terrific ever since the first movie made in the 70s. George Lucas did something very, great. Usually in movies, when they wanted things to seem big, they would either put, two film strips together like they do in King Kong and the Cyclops, or they would just have some kind of stuffed doll or a guy in a suit like they do in the Godzilla movies. But what George Lucas did here with his Star Destroyers was fantastic. They were already trying to develop some animated 3D CGI, but what he did made it look fantastic. And this was before Jurassic Park or any other movie that used CGI afterwards came with. Now, sure, it wasn't all CGI, such as the AT-AT walkers in Episode 5, but most of the Star Destroyers were, and TIE fighters. So this is an astonishing looking movie with tons of great things. General Grievous looked fantastic for sure. Another trait was the voice acting and the dialogue and the suspense. All of it's great. I mean, come on, it's Star Wars. Why wouldn't it be great? I mean, just look at the poster. It looks awesome from then. it just looks awesome from looking at it. Now, really, when they gave the voice to, General Grievous with his little breathing problem, it kind of reminded me of Darth Vader, but not as, uber cool. But, he still doesn't beat Darth Vader. I mean, he's awesome. This guy's just cool. Yeah, there's a difference. Next off, we have the love story in this thing. This is where the love story ends. I guess, the Jedi way of breaking up is choking your girlfriend to death. Yeah. So anyway, now it's time for some personal thoughts coming up in the next part. See you.